Welcome back to the Josh and Cole Hole. We've been on a 3.5 week break. Cole,
Hi, Josh.
good to see you, pal. This is
We're doing it.
it's about the only thing I have to hang my hat on recently, and I have to justify the cost of this podcast mic that I purchased. But happy
How's
to be back.
how's it working out for you?
I think it's working out great. I notice a improvement. It's better than having the head worn mic on and breathing right into it, but
Crystal clear.
I think the key takeaway from this vacation that we've had is not a lot's changed, really, when you look at it.
Not on. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about football wise, or are we talking about our league wise?
Our backgrounds, our league,
Oh, okay.
the matchups, the standings.
Do we need a new?
Um,
Do we need a new picture? This,
no, 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 no. I'm not talking about your background. I love the Tecmo Bowl. I'm talking about our set.
oh,
Our sets remain the same.
oh. You got some Cubs going
Uh,
on. There.
you're in.
That's over. Baseball's over, Josh. I'm sorry.
I'm ready for it to pick right back up because I
You,
have lost so much interest in football this year. I never thought I'd say those words out loud.
so usually around here, even if the Bears, are having an off year, which has been a couple of years now, we always had like you have your Cubs, right? That went
Yep.
usually went deep into the fall, and then
Yep.
after that's over, we usually got Blackhawks. And now the Blackhawks are kind of sucking, so not much if you're a Chicago fan to really look forward to here this fall. I mean, the Bulls probably the worst team in the league. Hawks looking
Yeah.
old. Bears
Yeah.
on the rise. I will say they're probably playing better than what was expected to this point, but still, I mean, you know,
They've been fun to watch, but the overall product of the NFL is just since the start of last season, it's been down, and I don't know what to attribute that to. The Bears, I guess, you kind of knew coming in there's going to be some growing pains, but
yeah.
the defense has made them relevant. Um, but I just I haven't been watching as much football. Normally, we talk about this. I watch the full slate, but recently I just been kind of
I,
running to the hardware store
okay.
and
I was curious because Bears are on the bye week this week here, or week 9. So, did you watch like any football like Sunday? Was it any of your time dedicated to watching football, or what? How did Josh Klein spend his Sunday afternoon here in
well, I
Chicago, Illinois?
actually woke up uh woke up early due to the time change. Went out
Okay.
to breakfast, came back.
Oh,
It was like 7:30 at that point in the morning.
what'd you get at
So I had my whole
breakfast?
day.
Did you get an
I got
omelet?
a short stack of pancakes.
Okay.
No, haven't been an omelet guy at the restaurant in some time, but got a
Oh,
little short stack.
okay. So
Started
you
my day, realized that I
got a little
had
sweet,
a
little
full
sweet
slate to
treat.
look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Maple syrup. Came back home, took
Little
another nap,
little sweet
woke
treat.
back up. It was like 11. Checked the probables for that day, and as much as I say that my interest has kind of waned this year, it was nice not to have to live and die with your team.
Okay.
So I just laid back. I watched a few of the games. What was the CBS game on noon, or was it on
Um,
Fox? I think it was on CBS.
did we did we get the Eagles game? Um, and
That's right. Yeah, Eagles.
what else did we get? We got another one too. I thought. Um, I
So
wasn't.
Eagles played the Panthers. I was pot committed to that with Wentz, and then the Fox game. What was the Fox game? I can't even remember. It was only yesterday.
Let's take a look here. I'm gonna take a look real quick.
Cowboys, wasn't it?
It was well. There was Cowboys. The CBS game was Cowboys Chiefs, and that was the 3:30. We
No,
had Philly was actually crushing Denver, so that might have been the CBS game, and then
that
Atlanta,
was the C.
and then Atlanta was going against Carolina. That was the Fox game.
Oh,
Hmm.
that game was
Yeah,
pretty
that's
boring
that's
if I
why you forgot
remember.
about it because it wasn't very exciting.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah, and the Eagles absolutely destroyed Denver. Is like fallen from grace here, man. They have I mean, talk about like quarterback like situations. Here I'm dealing with. I'm watching. It's Monday night here. I'm watching my Packers completely struggle to do anything offensively. Denver. I mean, they were relying on that defense for a few years. They were covering up the holes that the offense was leaving behind. But now, not even the defense is picking that team up. They're really struggling.
The Brock is
The
back,
Brock, the
and
Osweiler. He
he
looks.
looked as bad as you thought he was
He
gonna look.
picked up right where he left off. Awful.
So, would you rather
Good
have Brock
lord.
Osweiler or Brett Hundley?
Oh man. I don't think we've
Can
seen.
I just
It's
can
not.
I?
It's not fair to Brett. Like he's. This is his second start, right? Like, I mean,
Where's he from?
well, he was a Bruin. I don't know. Is that where you played 3 years at
Yeah,
UCLA?
he's a rookie, right? Or
No, no, he's
no?
been with the Pack for 3 years now.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so can I just say something? Full disclosure.
Sure.
I'm pr- I thought his name was Nick Hundley, who I
Oh boy.
believe is a baseball player, and I also thought he was a white guy.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
and so I was I put on the TV tonight, and I had no idea.
so you've never even
How's
seen
that
him
for
before
paying attention?
tonight?
I've seen highlights and stuff, but he kind of is light skinned, right?
Well, yeah.
He's an African American.
I mean, he is. Yeah, he's a little bit on the. I don't even know why we're talking about this. He's a little bit, lighter complexion.
I
But
thought he was a white guy. That's all.
okay, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. He
I look at the I look at the TV. I'm like, huh, okay.
yeah. No, but
And he has a white guy's name. It's
he
great.
he's been with the Pack for a number of years now. Obviously with Aaron, you don't get much play time unless you're absolutely, up by a ton or when Aaron gets hurt. So
That's
hasn't had
right.
too many snaps to this point. Um, I mean, McCarthy said they were going to open up the playbook to him tonight, and so far we're in the third quarter, and I've
They haven't,
seen
have they?
there's been one deep ball that I saw that Devontae could have probably laid out for and caught, but other than that, it's been a lot of dinking and dunking, a lot of screens, which McCarthy has really been known to do with Aaron too. But at least he lets Aaron every once in a while. I mean, most of the time I'm sure it's Aaron like calling the plays and letting her rip, but um, they play the they. I saw on Twitter they play. It was pretty funny. Someone posted like they play a style that's like a defensive or like a style you would play when you're up on the scoreboard before they even get up on the scoreboard. Like it's a
Yeah.
very defensive kind of minded play. So um,
Yeah.
yeah, not playing to win necessarily, playing to protect, and that's it's not going to work with a young quarterback like that. I mean, he's going to make mistakes, he's going to throw picks, but you gotta let him learn and gotta let him rip it a little bit. So let's see, Prater puts him up by 2 scores here. I don't know, I'm probably a little delayed from what you're doing, but 17-3 Lions. Go Lions. Just kidding.
17-3 Lions. I don't.
No.
I'm streaming it on the View, and I just saw the incomplete
Okay,
pass.
so you're even
Maybe.
more delayed than me. Um.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm in the future. I'll let you know. Um.
First time on this show, I think.
Yeah, I'm streaming on that NFL mobile app. I got Verizon. Shout out to Verizon for sponsoring
Get
this
some spot.
podcast.
Yeah. I love it. We're big time now.
Yeah, screw that Sprint guy that left. Screw him. I don't even know his name. I've seen those commercials.
Yeah.
All right,
Right.
what
Right. Right. You
we want
switch
to talk about?
sides.
We want to talk about fantasy scores. We want to talk about highlights. What do we want to talk about? Do you have a slate of things you want to talk about?
Just a light show today, like my
Okay,
breakfast yesterday. But we can
boy.
talk about standings, basically.
Okay,
Uh,
how
nothing's
I'm
changed.
in a dead heat here with
Huh?
John and Sarah. I can't shake them, nor I'm sure they're thinking the exact same thing about me. And
Hey, come on, man. I'm not. chopped liver. I'm 6-2.
You are 6-2, so I'm not saying anything bad about you right now. You're sitting there. You're fourth, right? Correct. And I'm
Yep.
and I'm third.
Yep.
So just just a little bit ahead of you. Don't worry.
Here's a little Team Penis football fun fact.
Yeah.
The top four scoring teams in the league are also the top four teams with the best record. That's weird
So
how
are you
that worked
saying
out.
that the league is working in a way? Is that what you're saying? That your
Sure, yeah,
that your
good spin
perfect
zone.
scoring system is actually equating to wins for the right people?
Well, the scoring system is standard PPR, but
Okay.
uh,
This
but
isn't some master scoring system that you perfected over the years.
no, but I think the league is kind of balancing it out, and I, for one, think these last what do we have 4 or 5 weeks now?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be some hot NFL action, really.
Yeah. I uh I looked ahead of the schedule and I got Sarah, who is sitting at 7-1 right now. She's gonna move to 8-1 after this week.
Mhm.
Next week, and then I got John Rowe, who's also at 7-1. That's most likely gonna be moving to 8-1 here.
Yeah,
Um, so there's gonna be some separation starting here. So good news for you. It's time to play a little catch up, Josh.
I'm gonna watch the curd separate from the whey, basically, and I'm gonna dive right in.
So you
I'm
made it.
gonna I'm
You
gonna
made it.
wedge into first place.
You made a cheese reference during the Packers game. Congratulations.
Nailed it. Um, so at this point, would you rather have Brett Hundley or Jay Cutler, or third option, Colin Kaepernick?
You're asking? Are you asking fantasy, or are you asking as a Packer fan who's watching his
As a
team
as a, as a,
struggle tremendously?
as a Packer fan leading the team to glory in the absence of A. Raj, if the
So honestly,
Dolphins can
yeah,
if the Dolphins can get a fourth round pick for John J.A.,
yeah,
the Packers got to give up a second round pick for Jay Cutler.
okay. No, no, thank you. nor would, nor would. I don't think Ted Thompson would give up like a seventh round pick for Cutler. Honestly, I don't. I
Yeah, that's not true. He
he
looked good.
Yeah, he's been dinking and dunking too. Like I mean, that's if you're gonna be doing that, you might as well do it with the kid that you've put some time in with. So I don't know, Hunley. I'm giving him a fair shot, right? Like this is only his second start. He's 24 years old. He's still a pretty young guy. Um,
God,
I don't know. You know, I've kind of mailed it in for this year. Honestly, I feel like they'll be lucky to end 8-8.
really? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
yeah. I mean, I just I'm one of those fans that kind of I'm a logical guy. I'm a logical thinker. Like I'm not a homer by any means. I can kind of look at what's in front of me and evaluate it
Okay,
fairly in my eyes
yeah,
anyway. So
yeah.
um, I'm not there's no high expectations over over on this side of the camera on this side of the microphone. I just want something watchable, honestly. That to me is oh god, something just dropped. Oh no. no. I'll try to get Josh back on. All right. Technical difficulties. What do you know? Let's see if I can get Josh back here. I'm not editing any of this out, by the way. I don't know what happened.
Ah, you're there.
I'm there. I'm not. I've decided that I'm just making this work.
You're still rolling.
Oh, we're rolling.
I didn't lose the internet or anything. I don't understand the problem.
Thanks, Google.
In my Gmail, it says something's not right.
Yeah, I'm just getting you all squared away here. There you are. You're back in frame, kind of.
Ah, that's great.
Something bad
This
happened.
podcast just trudges on.
Yeah, of course. Some bad just happened on the
So you're
old
not
game here.
feeling confident. I appreciate you not being a homer. I
Not a
mean,
homer.
you face reality.
Face
It's a
reality.
bummer.
As I'm watching Randall Cobb just get gang tackled and walk off the field all sad. Um, I dropped all my stuff. God, this we've been off.
That's okay.
We've been off for a few weeks, so what do
That's
you
what happens. But you know
what do you
what?
expect here? I mean,
You just let tape roll.
we just let it roll. We just let it go with it. So, how are you feeling about your chances here, sitting at the 4 spot, about getting back in this thing?
Uh, I'm shaking, quite honestly. I don't have any answer for my flex right now, and I feel like it's Carson Wentz, Kareem Hunt, Alvin
Yeah,
Kamara leading the way. Basically, at this point,
I
Doug
didn't know you
Baldwin.
had Alvin as well. That's a good pickup.
Uh, that was a draft pick, and
It's a good
I
draft
think
pick.
bottom line is I have him in all leagues. He's hit a home run this year. It's the first time I've ever been right about somebody in fantasy football ever.
Well, Kareem Hunt
And
too. I mean, he's been no slouch. I mean, he
uh,
started off on fire. He's cooled down a little bit, but he's still getting you some points, right? Just his problem is no touchdowns, right? I mean, he
he
hasn't
is
had too
not
many lately,
hasn't scored since like week 3, but he's getting catches
right?
and doing the most with it,
Right.
and racking up a lot of all-purpose yards.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
After that, it's not a lot going on.
As
I
yeah.
feel like there hasn't been that many guys coming off the waiver that are just like
No.
totally destroying it. You know?
No. There hasn't been that like there's usually one good like injury pickup, right, that ends up being an amazing guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen that yet this year. I mean, unless I'm not thinking of anyone, but um in my eyes, I
Well, until rest in peace, Deshaun Watson tore his ACL.
yeah,
He kind of came out of nowhere, but it was also being drafted as like a kind of a sleeper rookie.
right.
You know, and look what happened. So
Yeah, no, I mean you had
uh,
two good pickups
that's
though
unfortunate.
with Hunt and Kamara. So I got Ingram on my team. So that good performance by Kamara last week, that could mean some reduced time for him, so that could mean trouble for myself. Um and
Well,
then
I
it
think they're just kind of unleashing him now that AP's out of the way.
right. Right. Yeah. And
He's had
this whole
back-to-back rushing touchdowns.
right. I mean he's one of those dual threat guys too, right? For a PPR league, he's really
Yeah.
good. So um that could end up being your saving grace here as we kind of walk through the last few weeks here, for sure.
Lord, I hope so.
Guys that turn it on late, that get their shot right, and he didn't get overworked in the first half, so he should be pretty
That's
rested and
right.
pretty ready to go. So that could work out really well for you.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Mike Evans apparently just got suspended one game for a hit, and
Yeah, he's a
that
guess
I
what
feel
though? He's
like if I
appealing.
can. Oh shit! Well, they'll push it off till next year or something. How many times have I picked up Alfred Morris this year,
Yeah,
only to like just have
yeah,
a premature thought about
yeah.
getting excited? It's been horrendous, man.
I
What are they
don't know.
doing?
I don't understand the. I mean, I don't understand the process. Like, how many times can one appeal
Yeah,
a suspension? I don't.
are they going up the legal ladder?
I,
Is this getting pushed to
so
courts that?
at this point, I'm just waiting for the next Adam Schefter tweet to let me know if he's playing or not. I'm not really paying too much attention to the details because honestly, I don't care. But
Yeah.
I don't even know where it's at right now. I don't know from a legal standpoint. Like, I guess I don't understand the point of suspending someone if they can literally just keep
Appealing.
appealing and
Yeah.
putting it off. Like when do you run out of these appeals? When do you have to actually serve or get it, get it reduced or waived? I mean, I just
Well,
don't know the answer to that.
here's the thing. Like it was 6 games, right? I mean, it would have been over by now,
Right.
3 weeks ago. So I think what the sports people keep saying, and I tend to agree with, is that if Tom Brady eventually had to like serve his suspension, then Zeke should just kind of pipe down and
Yeah.
serve his shit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Uh,
the question becomes: is he going to do it this year, or is he going to try to put it off until next year? I mean,
yeah, right,
Cowboys
right.
have been playing a little better lately, so are they thinking, hey, we got a shot at the playoffs?
Playoffs?
Let's try to put this thing off as much as possible. I don't know, but they got a big win against the Chiefs this week, so
We'll see.
yeah.
That was a funny game, real funny game.
That's a fun matchup. I enjoyed that game. That was probably the most entertaining game I watched over the weekend for sure.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'll give it to you.
I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. I kind of hate the Cowboys in general, just
Right,
from my
right.
childhood. But I do like. I like Alex Smith a lot. I think he's like one of the most underrated players in the last like decade. I I, I think he is
Whoa.
like Mister. Seriously though, he's like Mister Consistent. He puts his work in. Like you can't really. I don't think there's anything bad you can say about the guy. Um, Besides the fact that he just hasn't really, you know, the playoffs really have been that's the one thing that's preventing him from being a top tier guy in my eyes. But
Well, he's always been vanilla and good at what he does. This year is one of the first times that we've seen him just kind of air it out. I think he's got like the most 20 plus yard throws in his career.
yeah,
So he's juicing, or he's just trying to prove that he's still got it. So they don't put it.
he's been pretty good the last few years though.
Yeah, for sure. But would you rather have him or Aaron Rodgers?
Well,
That just I did
you're talking.
that's the draft that they always compare.
Well, of course. I mean,
Right, right,
if
right.
you're comparing that, then yes, the 49ers fucked up royally by picking up Alex Smith instead of Aaron. But um, just from can you? I mean, this could be another quick hit question. Do you have anyone top of mind, like underrated player of the last, let's say, since?
10 years.
Sure.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, that's hard. That's all.
It's a tough one in a league that's full of like star after star, right? But
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like for the last 10 years. Is that what you mean? Because it's hard to go, underrated for that long, right? But
it
maybe,
is hard to think of guys that have been in the league for that many years, probably
or just in the last 10 years, has there been anybody as underappreciated? I don't know.
underappreciated.
No, you're right. It's Alex Smith. I was gonna try to make a case for Darren Sproles.
Okay,
He's not
okay,
playing.
yeah.
Or
You could make a case maybe for Carson Palmer, maybe, maybe not in the last 10 years though. He's been uh,
just in recent memory, Heinz Ward.
Heinz
He's a, he's a,
Ward.
he's the fucking Heinz Ward of
Heinz.
quarterbacks.
Oh my God, Brett Hundley just aired it out and nothing happened.
Hey, I got a Notre Dame commercial.
All right. Well,
Uh,
get ready for him to make a bomb to Jordy Nelson that didn't go anywhere. Um,
yeah, seriously.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Heinz Ward.
Heinz Ward. Okay, Heinz Ward. The guy won a Super Bowl. He won a couple, right? How many did they win? How many old
Uh,
how many old Rothless burgers end up with? Couple?
I think I'm pretty sure Heinz Ward only
Did he have one?
won the one. I
Mm,
could be wrong.
mm.
Alex Smith, great player. Love him
Oh
to death. Good
boy,
guy.
good, great guy. I'd like to have steak dinner with him.
Upstanding citizen. One you'd let your daughter go to prom with.
Right. I wouldn't probably because he's a grown man, but if
He's,
if
he's
they were
probably
at
a
the
good
proper
dancer.
age together,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very protective of my hypothetical daughter.
Future. Uh, did were you watching some of this? Well, yeah, you were. Did you catch Gruden? He's basically kissing Stafford's ass, but I think he's the only guy out there that likes Matthew Stafford.
Well,
He's talking about accuracy and pinpoint throws and
did you see the
it.
graphic that the
Yes,
200
that's what
touchdowns or whatever?
that's what made me think of it, and I was like, so what?
I mean, that just means that he's played young, which it's who else was on that list? I saw Favre was on that list. Who else was on there?
Marino,
Marino. Those are some big names.
one other guy,
Yeah.
perhaps. Yeah.
Seeing if I could find it.
Saw a blurb that had the picture of the statue that was Favre. He had like a dress on. I know they were all wearing leather skirts, whatever you call that. But
Sure, sure.
Favre's was pretty lacy.
First
Just
thing,
saying.
headline: Packers Aaron Rodgers becomes second fastest to 200 career passing touchdowns. Not age, games. Boy, I miss him.
I would too.
Josh, I'm gonna be sad the rest of the season. Just to let you know.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, buddy. I'm here to pick you up.
Ugh.
We're living in each other's misery. One is a growing pain season. The other one is you had your heart ripped
Oh
out.
boy,
I'm
I just
sorry. I'm
I just
sorry.
expanded the screen on accident. I know.
Mm.
I know.
Is,
This
is
whole
Halloween good for you?
um, I ate some candy. I dressed my dog up as Yoda.
Did you dress up at all?
No. No, I lost the Christmas spirit a long time ago.
Is that so?
No, I'm not against it or anything. I think it's more of just I didn't have like any parties or anything to go to, so I don't.
Yeah, me neither. But I I don't like face paint or anything like that. Trying to put
Well,
on
you don't want
makeup.
to cover up that face.
No. But I like clever costumes.
Okay.
Puns and
Puns. So, can you give me an example of a past costume?
that was clever. Um,
Clever or otherwise.
no, I don't think so. But I do have one.
Okay.
A kid in Christie's school had a Finding Nemo hat on,
Yeah.
and then a Swedish flag draped around him. He went as a Swedish fish.
I
I
I
thought that was
that is that's
I thought that was
adorable.
dynamite.
It's perfect.
My favorite costume in the last 5-ish years, I went as an HBO character from the show Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
I made like a paper. If you ever seen it, the guy's got his face blown off, and he wears like a faceplate
Sure.
that's like a painted mask, kind of Phantom of the Opera style.
Right, right.
So me and my buddy, we made like a paper mache mask, and I got to walk around like a gangster.
Cool.
So that was pretty neat.
So
Um,
so there wasn't Steve Buscemi? I've never seen the show.
was not Steve Buscemi. It was this other like secondary character. He played a real cool part.
Yeah.
And it's set during World War One, so he had his face blown off, and he was like a sniper. And he comes back and kind of acts like a cleaner for the mob.
Sweet.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler
I
alert!
mean the show's kind of old at this point. Sorry, internet.
Show's show's been out 30 years. Um, so, are you a candy guy? What's your favorite Halloween candy? What did
Oh, the candy question.
let's say as a kid? What did you like having in that pillow sack?
So it's not just as a kid. I still enjoy candy. Just candy isn't around as much as it probably once was when I was a
It's not
child.
not part of your diet anymore.
You try to. you try to cut it out a little bit, right? Like,
I I'd break up Smarties and make a
okay,
toothpaste out of it, and then brush
okay,
my teeth.
yeah. You want to hear the grossest thing I ever? Well, as far as
Yes,
like a sweet treat.
yeah, I do.
So I would always go, yeah. Like this is like if they give you a pamphlet of you have diabetes because this one's probably on the list.
This is page 3.
Yeah, it's page 3. I'd go to Burger King
Okay.
and I'd enjoy. I mean, growing up, like Slurpees, frozen Cokes, slush puppies.
Yeah.
That was like my everything. So I'd get the frozen Coke, but it wasn't apparently sweet enough. I put a couple of packets of sugar in my frozen Coke. That's pretty gross. It's pretty gross.
Would you?
It's already straight syrup and sugar. I figured, you know what this thing needs? Yeah, a couple more packets of sugar in it. It's
Let's
pretty.
kick it up a notch.
Actually, I could probably top that. I'm thinking. I'm going to top the disgusting thing I just said with a more disgusting thing, and it kind of relates to something you had mentioned earlier. So, growing up, did your folks do market day where they'd go to the elementary schools or whatever and pick up some frozen delights?
My mom did it occasionally. My friends' moms did it a lot. So
Okay.
yes, Market
Okay.
Day pizza.
Yeah.
All the goodies.
So we get the frozen short stacks.
I like
They came pre-packaged frozen in a stack.
I like where this is going.
And I would break the stack up whilst frozen, place it in almost like a floral pattern around the plate, like a little, and then you just nuke it. You know,
Yeah,
maybe like
yeah.
30 seconds, 40 seconds. You don't
Uh
want to get too hot because
huh.
what's coming next?
Whatever you're doing with that.
No, I clearly had a theme when I was a child because I'd sprinkle just straight sugar on each of the individual cakes, and then I'd fold them up and eat them like tacos.
So the only reason I think that's somewhat okay, which is hilarious, but my grandmother's Swedish, and she'd put jelly on her pancakes, maybe a
Okay.
little sugar too,
Yeah.
or like some butter and sugar.
Yeah.
Uh, so you're not Swedish, are you?
No. No.
Oh
Not.
shit!
I'm nothing
Just
against
a
the sweets, but no.
just a hungry little kid who
I'm
wants some sugar pancake tacos.
just a fat little boy. Um. eh, but going back to your original question, Kit Kats. That's my go-to.
That's your go-to, really?
Kit Kats or Reese's, one or the other. They're both. Depends on the
Okay,
mood. I do like the
yeah,
chocolate though. I think
yes,
growing up, I liked more of the fruity, sugary. So
yeah,
maybe like a Skittles.
yeah, for sure.
But at the age of 30 years old, I'm more of just a chocolate guy at this point. So we
Shit.
go with a Kit Kat or a Reese's. What about you?
Well, shoot. Are you telling me that I shouldn't be eating Twizzlers anymore? Because like that's my go-to.
Okay.
Twizzlers.
Yeah. All right. Did you ever do the thing where you'd bite the tops off and then you use it as a
Use it
straw?
as a straw. Yeah,
Did you do that?
you got all the food hacks, dude. Uh, to your point about sugar
I
tacos.
hated Twizzlers too, but I knew that was like the only time I enjoyed it was when I could utilize it as something else. I mean, it was a
Yeah,
tool at that point.
no doubt. I like licorice. I
Okay.
love Skittles, Starburst. So
Okay.
I was always trading.
So you like
So
the chewy fruity.
chewy fruity is exactly how I label it.
Yeah.
But I would use the chocolate fun bars.
Okay.
It became like Mad Max
Okay.
2 or whatever, where water's valuable. I
Yeah.
think that's the plot. I'm not sure. Stay with me though. But like chocolate's always.
Water World? Wasn't that one of them too? The water is pretty valuable.
Isn't there a plot in one of the Mad Maxes where water is.
Probably. Tank Girl as well. You ever seen Tank Girl? Water's the resource in that one too.
All right, we'll take the.
That's a very obscure movie. That's a deep cut right there. If you want to go
That sounds like it.
Tank
It
Girl,
sounds like it.
um Ice what's his name? Ice T. He plays like a kangaroo monster in that movie.
Oh hell yeah! Love me some iced tea.
He
It's
plays
a
like he's full up like in
apocalyptic.
he's full up in makeup like in a kangaroo costume. It's pretty wild. It's wild
Does he
stuff.
sing? Does he
Huh?
sing?
He
Does he
doesn't
sing or rap?
no, he doesn't I don't remember if he raps or not. But he's like the kangaroo with attitude in that movie.
Nice, nice. I like it. I like it. Yo, why are we hopping all this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always just so angry. I love it though.
And
Um,
the plot of the movie, just to give you I'm just going to give you like a 3-second synopsis.
shit, go.
There's an evil guy and he has these devices like this is in like a post-apocalyptic world where water is the most precious resource, obviously.
Yeah.
And these little devices, he sticks them on people and it sucks the water out of their bodies and shrivels them up into little
Oh,
raisins.
good call. Because people are what, like
Yeah.
98% water or
Yeah.
something,
So
right?
it's stopping this evil dude with tanks and
Oh,
kangaroo
it's horrible.
monsters. It's a great movie. All right, sorry. I'm going to hand it back to you.
Dang. No, that was epic. That was epic. Uh, Chewy Fruity, I would trade chocolate bars to all my siblings and friends, and they'd give me just, mass amounts of Skittles. They'd be like, oh, yeah, I want the Snickers bar. Well, guess what? The Snickers bar is worth 16 Twizzler packets. So,
Oh,
yeah, supply and demand. People want the chocolate.
wow. Look
You
at
got to
you.
pivot. You got to pivot and go for the Chewy Fruity.
You're a businessman.
Um, I don't have any uh, as epic food hacks as you, but I would put like I liked butter. I would put
But
butter on a lot of
okay,
things.
butter. Yeah.
Put butter on the pancakes and then grab the Mrs. Buttersworth.
I would occasionally put the butter on the pancake before the sugar just because it go, maximum stickiness, right? That's what you're going for.
This is an adhesive.
This
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's great.
The
And cheese.
cheese.
A lot of melted cheese.
I mean, cheese that wasn't really cheese, right?
Yeah, right. I instead of making a grilled cheese, I would just take two pieces of Wonder Bread
Mm,
and microwave some Kraft singles in the middle of it,
beautiful.
and I guess in a way it'd be healthier because you're not having the butter on the bread. Another thing that I would do, obviously. But
Nothing melts like a craft single.
yeah, it took me a long time to realize that it's just a slice of Velveeta, basically, right? I mean,
Oh, there's a fumble,
not sure.
Josh. Packers may have the ball here.
Ugh,
Green Bay's got it
I
at the one
don't have
yard
that
line.
update. Halloween theme.
Never
Which do
mind.
you like?
Detroit's got it.
Yes, that's right. Go Lions. Favorite horror movie? Do you like horror movies?
I love horror movies. Um, I don't know if I'd characterize this one as a horror movie necessarily, but it's
Okay.
definitely like a. It probably is. I really enjoy. I enjoyed like the Rob Zombie flicks, so I really enjoy like the Devil's Rejects.
Oh, geez, yeah. Okay.
It's kind of messed up, but it's messed up in my opinion in a very like crazy kind of haunted house kind of like oh shit what are they it's so much that it's almost funny how ridiculous it is, and I kind of appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about you?
I knew a guy from Champaign that played drums and for a Halloween show dressed up like Captain Spaulding, looked
Nice,
just like him,
nice,
just like him.
nice.
Gave me nightmares. I thought you were gonna go a different route. You said you weren't sure this was a horror movie, but like, does 28 Days Later count?
I would say so. Yeah, it's a fun one.
Otherwise, I'd just give you like the classic, just Nightmare on Elm Street. That
Sure,
Freddy Krueger as a little kid scared the shit out of me
sure.
because he'd go in your dreams, obviously. But my brothers are a few years older than me, so let's say when I was 5, they might have been 7, 9, so a couple years older than each other, and they would always be like, "Hey, come watch Freddy Krueger," and then I'd have to go to bed before them, so I'd watch some on-screen slaughter, maybe catch a dream sequence,
Yeah.
and then, oh boy,
Do
Freddy
you like
Krueger.
Do you like the like the '80s slasher movies? Are those part of your, or is it just
I
kind of
do. I'm a big bad movie guy,
yeah
so like I think all those are just classic. Like I'm also a sucker for all the Friday the 13th.
yeah
So I kind of like the comical one liner,
right
and then the stereotypical
right
couple that goes off and boinks,
mm-hmm the old
and
boink and stab
then they're impaled later and they're
right.
found. How about you?
I do. I actually was pretty bummed out because I read way too late that there was a Friday the 13th in October, and they had, I think, 8 of the Friday the 13th movies available for like $13, and I missed it. I was pretty bummed
Whoa.
about that. Um, but yeah, I enjoy like the old slasher movies. I think they're fun. I mean, they're predictable, right? But there's something about them that is kind of kitschy and kind of just you know that old school horror, right? Doesn't, and I think that's why I'm kind of bouncing around. I think that's why people like Stranger Things is such a phenomenon right now. Like people like that kind of old feel, right?
Retro.
That old
Yeah, yeah,
old
yeah.
feel kind of horror. I mean, it was just
For sure.
a major success as well. Like
Yeah.
people love those nostalgic kind of movies that aren't what is being presented in theaters or on TVs today. So it is kind of
Yeah.
fun to go back and watch those from time to time.
I feel you on that. That whole vibe, the kind of the graininess. It's hard to
Yeah,
explain, but you can just tell.
it's got a
Even when
grittiness, right?
yeah, when Rob Zombie redid Halloween, that's another kind of line that I like,
It's fun.
especially when they do the origin stuff.
It's fun,
Michael Myers,
right? I heard they're making
pure
another one.
evil. Really?
Jamie Lee Curtis posted something that they're making
Oh,
another one.
that's right. No, I don't need any of that. That's yeah,
Yeah,
no.
not a Rob Zombie one. He did make two though. Did you know that the second one wasn't very good?
It was not, no.
Yeah,
But the first one I thought was pretty killer.
I thought the first one was good.
Hey,
House of Thousand Corpses too was that's one of those movies that you'd start off kind of as a normal movie and then just went somewhere that you're like, what the hell am I watching? Which again, I kind of appreciate. Just I don't think it's by any means like an amazing film. It's just I like I appreciate the fact that you're willing to do something so different. So that's kind of and just like so over the top, something you're probably never gonna see again. So I do
did
appreciate those kinds
you
of films.
did you see Get Out?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was different. I liked it a lot. Um, do you like M Night Shyamalan?
Oh, um, I'm gonna say no at this point. I, I
That's a hard no.
what about you? I mean, I did enjoy The
Um,
Sixth Sense, like, but this is one of those movies that you only need to see once, right? It has that twist. Like his movies have the supposed payoff, right? And sometimes they land,
yeah,
sometimes they don't. But
yeah.
I never feel like I need to watch them again or want to really watch them again.
I would agree with you on uh, The Sixth Sense because that's like right up there with Usual Suspects. Plot twist.
Right,
Didn't see it coming.
right.
We actually watched The Village.
Okay,
Uh, I believe on Halloween night it might have been, and I like him a lot.
okay,
I know that you nailed it. His movies aren't necessarily ones you're probably rushing out to buy Blu-rays of or whatever.
right.
But we watched it. Christy hadn't seen it. I wanted to give it a chance. I like that movie. It's okay. It was at the end. It was kind of dumb, but I like Signs. I like Unbreakable.
Unbreakable's good.
Um,
What's the? I'm looking it up right now. What's the last one with James McAvoy?
I
I
actually haven't
watched.
seen that
I
one, but I heard
watched
it's
it.
really good.
I watched it. It was Split. That's what it was. It was okay.
Yeah,
It was okay. It
yeah.
wasn't bad. I've seen most of them. Like Devil, I really wasn't that into.
Ugh, I love possession movies.
You like
So
possession movies,
the you knew the twist was coming. I
right?
couldn't tell you I saw it being the grandma, but
Right.
like I'm just a sucker for bad possession movies too.
Okay.
So I give that one a
Like the
pass.
Exorcism movies, you like those?
Oh man, The Exorcist is probably next to maybe it one of the scariest. I mean, it's obvious, but one of the scariest movies for me.
I
Oh,
did enjoy the Exorcism of Emily Rose as well. You saw that one?
another bad movie that gets a bad rap. That's great.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Um, yeah, something I don't know. Raised Catholic, non-practicing right
Okay.
now, but you better believe that I would grab my Bible and get my rosary out if I
Okay.
thought the devil had taken over Christy's body.
Okay. Here, bless the puggle.
Because it's yeah, absolutely. Because it's still. I mean, I don't know if you have any kind of ounce of faith, then you got to believe in the devil. And holy smokes, what would you do? A little devil child in a nightgown that would freak me the hell out.
It is pretty crazy. I have a good movie recommendation for you, and I need to look up the title of it because I can't remember of it now. Oh, I just remembered. It's on Netflix. I don't know if it's readily available elsewhere, but The Devil's Candy. You see that one?
No,
If you haven't, uh,
that sounds like my worst nightmare.
look it up. It's
Okay,
probably still on Netflix, I imagine. Um, it's pretty weird, but it's pretty good. So,
okay.
and if you like possession-y kind of movies, you probably be into it.
Sounds like one I'm gonna have to watch during the day.
Okay. It isn't overly scary. It's more of a suspense, I would say, than a horror.
Is it like the Babadook?
No, not the Babadook is more. I would say more like new age horror, right? Like a lot of jump scares, a lot of
Yeah,
getting you, making you guess. The Conjuring was really good at doing that too. I
yeah,
really did enjoy the first Conjuring.
yeah, yeah.
The last few have been kind of stale, but um, yeah. So look up The Devil's Candy. That's Cole's weekly fantasy football movie recommendation. I just
I
created a
wrote
new
it.
segment.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down. Yeah. Picks for the week. What are you watching?
Devil's Candy. It's weird.
I'm gonna
That's my
scope it out.
review.
If it's on Netflix, I'll scope it out.
It We watched it on Netflix. I just don't know if it's still. They sometimes move movies. You know.
Lightning round. Favorite costume as a kid?
I was the Riddler from Batman Returns with full on
Nice.
red hairspray and all that good
I love
stuff.
it.
hmm
Did
That
you have
was.
a question mark suit or a
I
question
had a
mark like?
question mark suit. I had the cane. I had everything.
Awesome.
That
That's
was.
awesome.
I also went as a Velociraptor from Jurassic Park as well. That was pretty.
No.
That was pretty fun
How,
too.
how old were you when you did that?
Probably 8, 9. I don't know. Full on
Oh
rubber
yeah.
mask with the claws and everything.
Yeah, that sounds badass.
Yeah, yeah.
My costumes weren't nearly as cool. Shoot. I'm gonna say Humpty Dumpty when I was in
Humpty
kindergarten or
Dumpty.
something. My mom made it. It was pretty sick. I was small enough to the point where like a pillow was big enough to make an egg thing out
Okay.
of, and just waddled around in that thing.
Okay.
That was
Well, let's.
everything else was pretty lame. Dracula, Robin Hood,
Okay.
whatever.
I also did when I was way into WWF. I went as Road Dog Jesse James one year.
Oh my god, your costumes sound amazing. Did you?
That was probably like fifth or sixth grade.
So the fourth grade, I went as the Crow,
Okay. Wow.
and then
Fourth
this,
grade.
yeah, and then
Had you watched that movie at that point? Because that's not a child movie by any
no,
means.
it's really not. I went to the theater with my father and brothers, and there was the rape scene. My dad covered my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
that's
the old cover your eyes movie trick.
yeah. Okay, okay, fair enough.
Other than that, we raged it. Mm, probably not a good movie to take your fourth grader to. But anyways, it was cool enough to go as Halloween. And then the next year, I just kind of kept the same color scheme. Did you ever see Dead Presidents, the kind of quasi Vietnam movie where they rob a bank at the end, dressed
Yeah.
they're
Uh huh.
painted like
Yeah.
clowns?
Yep.
Just kind of took away the Brandon Lee and added some more Chris Tucker,
Okay.
and you know,
Perfect.
had a white face with. And this is a sign of the times. I'm pretty sure I rolled into school with a couple of like toy pistols and stuff.
Did you?
I don't think anybody knew who I was either. That's the best part.
Touchdown Packers.
Gross.
Now they're only down by 10 with like 8 minutes to go. So don't worry. Comeback train is it's in the station. It's taking
Eight
off
minutes. 8 minutes to go in the third or the game.
the game. There's actually 10 minutes left.
Holy crap!
Down by 10.
Prediction.
Green Bay loses.
Okay, that's a bold statement.
20, 27 to 13.
I will concur with that statement.
Okay.
Uh, Looking ahead, we're all basically in the playoffs, right? We're just fighting for seeds, I think, right?
I'm pretty sure that we're looking good because the top, I will say this, the top is at the top and the bottom is, we got, I guess shouldn't say that. We got a few people riding right along around 500. Meredith is at 4-4 right now. McCush is at 4-4. Rona's hanging there 3-5. So I mean,
I'm pretty.
with 6 getting in, I think the 4 that we mentioned are a lock. Me, you, Sarah, John. So that's a lock, and then those last 2 spots are kind of up for grabs.
This is where it gets interesting. Rona's losing. Meredith is going to lose.
Right?
Kevin's going to win.
Yeah.
That leaves the 6th spot anybody's game. Even these 2 for 6 guys.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to be a great fantasy season.
It's gonna be a good end.
Cole, I
Yes.
missed you.
I miss you too, Josh. Even though I see you every day.
Not all the time, all right? I'm on my own little
That's
island.
true. We haven't recorded since you moved floors from me at work, so I don't see you as
Ugh.
much. So
Well, I had a great time.
it was a great night. Go
We'll have
Pack
to
Go.
make time. Make time next week, promise.
Pinky swear. And you randomly drop. So that's how I'm gonna end this one. So for Cole and Josh, and for the many me's that are duplicating in the next screen over. Good fight, good night. All right, later.